with me, Zach.
Good morning.
M. Rutledge. Welcome.
Oh, they didn't hear the music either in the intro. Zach, it's because your entire setup is going to be nuked. You're already, like, tearing apart the wires of the show.
What do you mean they didn't hear the music in the intro?
Apparently some people didn't. It's okay. We can grace people's earlobes without needing the music.
I didn't forget no music. I didn't forget no music. It was there the whole time. Y'all are crazy. AZ, the problem is AZ has so much headroom. It flew over. The music flew over his head. See, he wasn't able. His ears weren't in the right position.
Been there, done that.
Too much headroom. The music was. It was there. That's the thing. See, they were already typed. They gotta let it cook for a minute. They gotta let it simmer.
There's a massive miscommunication issue between the live audience members and the people running the show in every capacity. So this happened like last week. Someone just typed in my chat, "Oh no." And I'm like, what? What happened? And then they didn't say anything else. And nothing prompted them to say, "Oh no," but they just did. And it makes you freak out. So, moral of the story, kids, just sit back, relax,
and enjoy the ride
as we do ZMB Live Unfiltered for July 17th, 2024.
Hey, you know what? This is show number 32. We've been doing this 32 weeks, Mr. Bricks O'Brien. And man, I've been loving every freaking second of this, and our weekly fun and our weekly get-togethers. And really, when this idea was presented and I pulled Brian kicking and screaming into this idea, it was really just an excuse to hang out with him because he's a cool guy. You know, I was hoping he would teach me things about how to operate in the social sphere that is YouTube, and I could learn from his wisdom. And instead, all I've picked up is just poor habits on coffee.
Yeah, no, it's a really bad one. So the next book will not be Pro Gamer's Guide to Making Coffee. So I'm not in a realm to speak on it, unfortunately.
Well, we figured out why we're never going to get a Pro Gamer's Guide to how to do your taxes.
Please shut up. I have too much going on.
Although there is that old adage, right? Those who can't do teach. So I guess maybe we should get, a Pro Gamer's Guide to how to do your
What's
taxes.
Your transition into the first topic, Zach? What are we doing?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize for what I just said.
Look how he makes himself laugh, everybody. There it is.
Hey, listen. This is fine. This is how the show goes. You guys know how this show goes. This is how it works. But seriously, apologies all around. I give Brian a lot of crud, and I do apologize. But you know who really, really needed to apologize, ladies and gentlemen, was Lego. Oh my God. Yikes. Holy yikes. Lego apologizes for copying the design for a Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding gift. Okay, this was big news back when everybody realized that Hideo Kojima had kind of discovered Lego, became an AFOL, was all about Lego. So then the Lego group sent him a fun little gift as a courtesy, saying thank you for joining our AFOL ranks, right? However, the Lego group has apologized for copying a fan's Death Stranding model that was sent to him without permission. The architect behind the Metal Gear Solid and Death Stranding shared images of his gift from the Lego group last week, but controversy soon followed after a well-known designer, Jonas Kram, claimed that the company had stolen a design he created back in 2020. So a Lego designer sitting around got excited that Hideo Kojima was an AFOL, was now an adult fan of Lego, was now all about and took a design that he saw that was submitted, right, and sent it off to him. It said, "Here you go. Here's a prize pack for you. Here's a fun little thing that somebody else created that we're going to take credit for." And apparently Jonas took to Twitter real quick and called Lego out on it, and Lego sent an apology. Want to reiterate our apologies for the situation, the company said in a statement to Jonas, which he has shared on Twitter. As explained to you, a member of our team got excited about the prospect of sharing something cool with someone that they greatly admired and wanted to produce a physical recreation of the design that was not their own. Is this the first time Lego's like formally or publicly? I guess this wasn't even publicly apologized because the guy made it public. Like, they sent him a private message, a private statement that he then turned to public. I can't think of a time where Lego ever owned into something like this.
It might be. There's a long-standing idea that Lego always has these different things cooking all the time, and a lot of these conflicts happen with, especially with like Lego ideas. Like, you're not the first person that ever came up with an idea for a Deku tree or a Winnie the Pooh house or whatever, right? There's a lot of that stuff that kind of starts on ideas and then comes to fruition with actual Lego. This case is very unique because it was obviously like as you were saying, like a personal gift. So it was not an actual product. So like when you look up Lego Death Stranding, which is very much not a Lego like thing that they would ever make, in my opinion, ever. That is one of the first things that comes up. So why somebody at the company would recreate it and then not send, at the very least, a private message courtesy and say, hey, this inspired me to make this, or we're giving it to Kojima, which would be really cool. Like, I don't know why they would even, like, yeah, some of the most talented designers at Lego, and in some cases, there's only some ways to do certain things at this scale and this whatever, but like, I don't know why they would even come close to making. They could have done something different entirely. Maybe some specialized part for him, because Hideo Kojima is a massive video game developer and fan, obviously, of Lego. So I don't get it at all, really.
I mean, that, it's create a custom, snake or something, right, from Metal Gear Solid, or create a actual Metal Gear mech, right? Like, it was an odd choice for them to quickly jump on, the Death Stranding thing, but it's because they had an idea sitting right in front of their face, maybe, or something that a particular designer saw. Like you said, this isn't the first time we've seen this, though. We see a lot of this interesting inspiration, maybe. I'm not sure what came first, the chicken or the egg here, but like, you get things like the Snow White cottage as an example, is one of the most recent ones to come to mind, right? There were a lot of Snow White submissions done through the Ideas, program that did not come to fruition, and they all are pretty close and all pretty similar, and Lego's like, nah, we got it. We got our own idea. And it's kind of the same thing. So I'm like, well, what's going on there? It's just, they've been called out before, but this is one of the first times where they've really acknowledged, like, yeah, our bad. It's an interesting situation with this. But how do they, because now I feel like people are really going to be scrutinizing this stuff, right, when it comes to the ideas, because of this situation. How do they go forward? How do they progress and say, we're never doing this again, we're not doing this again, when they already are dealing with ideas submissions on properties, but denying those, but then making their own versions of it that are so similar to the ideas? How do they move forward and say that they didn't take those ideas from those other designers?
Well, it's one thing to say that you're copying the actual subject matter of what you're building. And when it comes to like Star Wars, for example, there's only so many ways you can convey a Star Destroyer in different scales, right? Sure. So you're going to have conflict on the actual subject matter of the build, and I think that's inevitable. Like, if you ask any Lego fan what they should do for Legend of Zelda, a Guardian, Hyrule Castle, they all come up. This is a recurring thing. It's a matter of the art style, the art direction of the Lego set. And, if they wanted to do something different in the case of Death Stranding, you could have made a much larger model, way more effort, obviously, than just copying somebody. But like, basically the thing that minifigure has on the front, it's like a little baby in a canister. It's very weird. I'm not a fan of the game, but it's a baby in a canister. So you could have done something like that and have that be the Death Stranding model you give him. So Lego is going to have to do, and I mean, I think they already do a great job with it, but coming up with a different perspective on the idea that they have that they can put out as an official kit, or in this case, a custom one. And an issue that I have with a lot of Lego, and really a lot of custom Lego especially, is that there isn't a art style with Lego. It's typically taking the thing and making it into Lego, where, like we shared last week with that Mario 64, that is an art style specific to that rendition of Mario, and you can tell, and they're using that with Lego bricks to convey it properly. So I think more of that effort has to come from Lego and develop an even more intricate style. But doing that with minifigures, it's just tough. So having a different perspective is, I think, where they're going to succeed and avoid a lot of that nonsense with ideas and all that.
Yeah. Especially recently, there's been some knock on Lego from the social community that maybe they're getting a little too lazy on some of their designs, and the amount of effort they put into them, whether it be, obviously the one topic everybody loves to harp on is the sticker issue versus the printed issue and things like that. But where are the checks and balances with something like this? Like, a designer does this and nobody thinks to look, nobody checks to make sure that, or ask like, hey, where did you come? Like, they're just so excited. They just ship it out the door without any questions asked. Like, where is frankly, the quality control with, something like this? And it's not just, and yes, I love this quality control image that I have here. This is fantastic. I found the best stock image for this. Where is the quality control now with Lego? Because this seems to be an issue. This seems to be a recurring theme, that there's some kind of quality control issue. Let me put this in a certain way. We have our fingers in a worldwide pie, right? A worldwide pie of Lego builders. We have access to the global Lego community now because of social interaction, social media, right? Things like Twitch and YouTube and Instagram. And so we're seeing a lot more than we did, even 5 years ago, right? And is that because we get it more on a global scale, we're seeing more issues versus 5 years ago, because we have more reach? Or are we actually seeing more issues because there legit are more issues? Are they pushing out too many sets too quickly? We're looking ahead at August. Tons of sets coming out. That could be a qualifier for Lego messing up. They got too much going on. Right?
I mean, when you're like, regardless of how big your operation is, there's always going to be mistakes in the pipeline. And the fact that Lego has all these factories working from all different parts of the world in unison and trying to launch everything, like, as much as this is automated by robots and quality controlled by, parts and color and whatever, there's still operational things that are run by humans, and things they get messed up. I think regardless of how big of whatever you have going on, I think it's just a part of operating a massive business like that. So I don't know about there being necessarily as much of more, but we're definitely seeing more of it in our communities because we know a lot of people, and a lot of people like to speak up about it. I mean, I the only error I've had with a Lego set in the time of me building Lego sets, I believe, for over at least 10 years since I first worked at the Lego store, was I threw out the banners on the Natural History Museum, and that was my fault. So I can't think of many other times where I've encountered an issue with whatever's happening there. Are my instructions crinkled? Is the sticker sheet bent? Sure. But when you're lugging a box on a shipping container across the ocean, stuff like that is going to happen.
That's that kind of quality control though too is an issue and has been an issue. We've seen our thing, especially when you look at some of the higher end sets. We talk a lot about the Star Wars UCS sets, right? The Ultimate Collector Series sets that have screens and windows and clear pieces, larger clear pieces like that, see-through pieces that are scratched all to heck because they didn't bag them separately or put any kind of protected, coating on them or anything, protective plastic. Part of that's environmental. I think they're just trying to reduce the amount of packaging that they have. But on the flip side, it is a piece that is easily damaged, and it's usually a prominent piece in the set, and that bothers a lot of people. Some of the issues we've seen aren't actually issues with Lego. It's the builder themselves, the one that throws away their banners by accident, or they use the wrong. They kind of get into a flow and they use the wrong piece too early because it was similar to another piece in that particular bag or that particular kit. I've done that. I've accidentally used a piece earlier on and then thought Lego, kind of boned me on a piece and didn't include it, and instead included this other piece. And as I flip back, I then see where it is. But so you don't know. You hear a lot of the complaints, right? Like, we didn't get this piece, we didn't get that piece. But until you actually sit down with the particular builder that's doing it, you don't really know. You didn't watch their process. You don't really know if it's user error or a Lego error. Here's the best news. Lego's customer service continues to be golden, and they will go above and beyond to make sure that whatever issue you are having, whether it be self-inflicted, like throwing away your banners, or actually on Lego's part, they will make it right, and they will send you the pieces you need. They will send you the stickers you need. They will send you the instruction booklet you need, whatever it is. They will make it right, and they will do it relatively quickly. So, not trying to bash Lego completely for quality control here, because their customer service steps up and handles it, and they do a magnificent job with it.
Yeah. I've been in that call center actually where they handle people's stuff, and they have a whole section, at least, when they're working out of Enfield, Connecticut, if not working from home, there's a whole area where they have Lego sets built. So if you're calling up and you're a kid or you're somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, they can literally look at a Lego set and say, all right, this is where this issue is. And, you can try building it this way, or, oh, I know what you're talking about just from visually describing something. Because a lot of the time, and I encountered this with Bricklink, where I don't know how to describe stuff because it's a 2x2 round brick with a cross axle hole thing through, and you're like, what are you talking about? So being able to communicate whatever you have wrong with an actual human on customer service, they have to be knocking it out of the park, because there are issues like this. So I think some things like the windshields, there's a part of the process where you can have it in a separate plastic bag, not like one of those new wax bags with the paper, but like an actual, its own thing, especially when it's in a more expensive Star Wars set. But, if you put all the windshield pieces in one thing together, they're just going to scratch each other. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation.
Right. You have to bag them individually, kind of thing, to solve the problem. Or put a film on them.
What I really think is happening, and this is probably just Lego from a business perspective, they're going to continue their operation as they are, and they're going to bank on most people not caring. And then if somebody calls up and says, "Oh, I'm a 50-year-old Ultimate Collector Series model builder, and I love having everything pristine. Can you send me a new one?" Yeah, but the cost of sending that one guy out something new vastly less than changing the entire production operation, and they'll just take the loss, and all the other quality. The quality standards of the product are still high enough that they can kind of get away with it. So that's what I really think it is.
Yeah, and they, we've seen, especially because again we go back to the sticker issue. We've seen recently, especially in the retro radio, people were getting their printed dial pieces were not lining up appropriately, right? And that's a quality, that's a QC issue. Like that's a printing issue. It's a QC. Not how, I don't know how you solve that. Like you literally have to have somebody sitting there staring at like every individual piece before it goes into a bag. And like, come on, that's hundreds of thousands of pieces, right? But I've had a plate in the Great Wave, the big plates that you put everything on. It was literally warped and it was twisted and like wasn't gonna line up because of that. Lego made all this stuff right for everybody. Like they sent it back out and made it right for people. So kudos to them for getting that stuff done. I don't know what the solution is going forward with any of this stuff for them, but I think Brian's right. I think they are looking at it from a standpoint of we're gonna, there's like levels of they do the same thing with as terrifying as it is. They do the same thing with aircraft, with flying, right? Like checks have to hit a certain threshold, and as long as they don't have to be perfect, but as long as they clear a certain threshold, they'll put the plane in the air, right? And it's the same way with Lego here. Like they're like, well, realistically, most people are just going to throw it in there, and they're not going to realize that you could even call or complain about it or whatever. But the people that do, it's harder for us to do a recall on something or whatever, or acknowledge or apologize for it, than it is to just satisfy the small amount of people that are going to do it. There's one exception. They pulled the Mona Lisa for a quality issue. They pulled.
I never even heard why they did that.
Why? They just pulled it from the release date and said we're gonna push it back 4 months, and nobody's explained why. Lego hasn't explained why, but they claimed quality control issue and pulled it because they had it. Reviewers had it in hand. Land members had it in hand, and they pulled it. So something I cannot wait to hear what this quality control issue was with this Mona Lisa. I really want to know. Was
I couldn't even tell you.
The nose falling off or what? Like what was going on? Like I want to know what the QC issue was with
You know what I want to know, Zach?
What do you want to know?
I want to know the latest deals from Amazon Prime Day. I tried to transition.
That was good.
Wait, double points. It's not double points.
Double points. Double points.
Where?
So here's the deal. Amazon. We all look forward to Prime Day. Prime Day has become well, it's not even Prime Day. It's Prime Days, right? People go bananas over Amazon Prime.
Do they?
And not only is it an Amazon Prime situation now, but other retailers have jumped on Prime Day and they offer up their own deals, such as Lego. So Lego sees Amazon Prime and they're offering sales galore over all. Let's be honest, it's overstocked junk. A lot of it is overstocked junk that they want to get rid of, right, to make room for new stock. That's what it is, guys. Stop losing your mind. There are people that just sit online all day waiting for the lightning deal. They sit online watching live YouTube broadcast explaining what like the new deal that just hit and all this other and the majority of it is junk. And especially now, what I was noticing was the price is the regular price is increased, and the percentage off, is reflective of that increased regular price, not the normal sale price.
This is the thing, Zach. Black Friday makes sense in a lot of ways because it's the end of the year. We want to give people something for extra special for Christmas. Here's a bundle. Here's a whatever. They're trying to get everything done right at that end of the year, push it through. It's middle of July. People are going out on vacation. People got stuff going on. And this was Amazon literally saying, we're going to make a holiday for ourselves around you spending money on our platform. So they're manufacturing, as if Black Friday wasn't already a manufactured holiday. They're manufacturing another holiday and forcing other people to kind of play their hand. And the deals on Amazon are not amazing, and the deals everywhere else are not amazing. Yeah, I can go to BJ's and get $7 off a $500 Disney gift card. Hey, where's my little twirly thing that I have in the air here and make myself feel good about my decision to go to Disney? Like, there's nothing substantial that I found either on Amazon or other platforms that's made me really want to pull the trigger. And just like you said, they raise the price up 20% the day before, lower it 20% the next day. So it's all a bunch of nonsense.
I mean, look, Amazon is usually pretty good anyway about having pretty much year-round deals on things, right? Like, it's very rare do you ever see something on Amazon that's full price. It's usually got some kind of markdown on it or whatever.
Have you heard of camel.com?
No.
So you can track Amazon prices.
Okay.
You give any link and it'll tell you this is what it was for the past duration of the product listing.
Gotcha.
And listen, it may be Amazon's founding day, but come on.
It's still,
I don't know.
They're still using it as a way. That's fine. They set it as a day that represents something, but it obviously it goes beyond just a day now. It's multiple days. And it's the other retailers that have jumped on to follow suit, right? So Prime Day has become the new Black Friday. However, it's not Black Friday. Black Friday was created as a way at the end of the year for retail shops to get into the black. I mean, that's literally the name. Like, it was a way for them to earn to get their books above the line. That's what they wanted. And it's at the end of the year, so people used it as a way to, help fund and support their holiday shopping needs, right? Great. It was a win-win for everybody. Prime Day as a celebration of their founding, fantastic. But it's the other retailers that are jumping on. It makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. And a lot of the stuff that other retailers are offering can be found on Amazon Prime, like on their website, right? So as an example, Lego, to entice people to spend money on the same day as Amazon Prime, to pull people away from Amazon back to their own website, offered up 2 times insider points. The exact same, time frame, as well as a couple of gift with purchases. Now, the interesting thing that I noticed was some of these sets that they had listed on their site as for sale on Lego.com were also for sale on Amazon.com. On Amazon.com, they were extremely cheaper, extremely less than what you were finding on Lego.com. So Lego, even offering for sale, still did not give us the actual Amazon deal sale price that you could get. The flip side of that is you got your double insider points, right? But they're also doing it right before a massive release month, right before a massive August 1st release. I'm not sure how much success they were seeing, number wise. I don't know if they'll ever release that kind of information or if anybody can ever get that kind of information from them. But I can't imagine that they're seeing especially right before what August. People are literally shaking, huddled up in a corner right now, dreading August 1st because of the amount of money that they feel like they need to spend to get some of these sets. And we talked about that last week on last week's episode.
The double points are not for us. Those are for the people that are walking into the Lego store that otherwise wouldn't know that there's a deal going on. It always amazes me how little, really, technically speaking, how little Lego advertises new stuff coming out on August 1st. Because if you really think about it, on social media, it's really us that look into when the release date is, what the price is, how many pieces.
Oh.
Lego is not advertising this information when they have a new trailer for a new thing. There's no coming on August. You have to go to the Lego website and find it's coming out on that date. And I think that's because a lot of people just wait until Christmas time anyway, or when they see it in Target, and they don't really care about that. So this is not for us. This is for Mima Debbie buying a gift for her grandson's birthday barbecue that's happening next Thursday afternoon.
The fact that Lego spends any money on advertising these days is shocking to me. The fact that I still
they get too much to advertise, too much stuff going on.
But it's you still see the trailer here or there for a particular Lego set, a launch trailer or whatever for a particular. They have so many people doing their marketing for them these days that all it cost them was sending them the set. Sometimes
true with the
so like, wait, they don't even have, some of these people like us, we talk about stuff. They don't send us the sets. There's a lot of those people as well that are already talking about these sets, right? Or what's coming or what's released or any of that stuff. So you have land members that all it's costing them is the price of actually sending them the set. Then you've got, the people out there that aren't a part of the land that are still talking about all the sets on social media. These things are getting much more play and views than any of the trailers that they produced money to push out. So why spend any money at all on advertising at this point? Lego, you have a built-in advertising avenue with your land members and social media personalities out there that aren't in the land. Y'all have a gold mine out there. Like, man, they tapped into a resource during COVID that I have never seen. You talk about genius. Lego continues to just prove time and time again just how smart they can be when they want to be, right? They're not always the most timely, but boy, when they want to be strategic, oh my God, they knock it out of the park. It's incredible what you see. We're not going to get ahead of time. They're not announcing double VIP points and whatever. They're relying on the land members to tell you that. They're relying on social media personalities to tell you VIP double insider points are coming on Prime Day. Like, that information was out there for weeks that Lego didn't put out there. Other people did. They don't need to freaking advertise anymore. It's crazy. It's absolutely bananas. But anyway, Prime Day, there were two things on Prime Day that actually caught my attention from a Lego standpoint, and that was the Boutique Hotel had a heavy discount to it. I think it was like almost 50% off. And man, that thing sold out so quick. I couldn't believe how quickly that thing was gone. It's still available on Amazon, but back at its normal price, right? The other thing, which I was surprised was still available as of yesterday late afternoon, was the medieval blacksmith house, which is retired. And if you don't own that set at a heavy discount, what are you waiting on? I don't know if it's still out there right now as of the recording of this show, but that is a set that if you have the funds for and you're not under the gun to buy anything August 1st, get that set. Let the August stuff simmer. Get this set instead, if you can get it at its discounted rate. Because, my God, you can't get it on Amazon or can't get it on Lego.com anymore. And this is a set that you should not miss out on. It's sad to see this set retired, because when people build this set, it quickly becomes one of their favorites of all time. And it's sad to see it finally go. So if this is your last chance and Amazon's giving you a great opportunity to buy this thing at a discount, do it. Don't just open up and leave us on right now. Open up another tab, go to Amazon, see if that medieval blacksmith house is still there, because my God, that is a set that you don't want to miss out on at all. You know what is coming out August 1st, though, Mr. Bricks O'Brien, that people are going to be storming the gates to get, right? They're going to be knocking people over to get inside the Lego store for this set. Is the travel moment. Can't even say it with a straight face.
I don't know about that.
I can't even say it with a straight face. The travel moment set that we talked about last week officially announced and launched for pre-order, available on Lego.com. So you can actually buy it right now for pre-order if you wanted to. $150, and people are already looking at it going, huh? What? 150? Huh? What? Now, this is a reimagining and smaller scale of the winning Lego Masters set, and actually has the branding on the box that says inspired by Lego Masters. Interesting note that the inspired by Lego Masters branding will only be available to US retails. So,
well, actually, that makes sense, because Lego Masters, as I understand it, is way more popular internationally than they are in the US. So to like an international audience, that part would be disingenuous, because Lego Masters Australia people would look at that and be like, this isn't from Lego Masters. And then,
right.
So that makes sense.
Right. I would imagine that could up the collectability standpoint of this a little bit, where you could potentially get one of each, and spend your $300 and have one that says inspired by Lego Masters and another one that doesn't, and whatever.
Can I tell you what this Lego set is, Zach?
Please tell me what this Lego set is.
This is replacing the world map that came out forever ago in the art style.
Yeah.
Right. You had this massive map, which was a little bit contentious, but it was all in white. You could customize the ocean to be whatever color you want to. So with it being like this big, this is cashing in on the idea that people had with the original world map, which I built the world map. I really didn't like it, but ended up using the parts for other stuff, whatever. So you can either have this on the table, and you can put your little pictures, tickets, whatever, in those black stands there, which is kind of a cool sentiment, right? Like, I have all the different invitations to major events on my fridge over here, right? So this is like your way of doing that, especially if you travel internationally very frequently. It ends up looking pretty cool in all different ways, right? Mm-hmm. Or you could display it as a world map on your office wall. You have your different locations. You pop down there. Pretty nice. What's really not nice is the price point at $150. I think that's ridiculous. I don't see the value of $150 here. It being an interpretation of a Lego Masters set is a very cool sentiment. And that's something they haven't done for the other teams up until this point. It's only season 4. So Brick and Nick and everybody before out, even though Boone, who actually designed this set, is actually working at Lego. So, he kind of made out on the deal anyways. So I think they got done a little bit dirty in a way, because it's obviously a reimagining, but if you're banking on your Lego set being made as the winner of Lego Masters, and then it was this, you're like, oh, this is not going to have the same critical acclaim as an ideas set where everyone's like, yeah, and they're celebrating, you accomplishing this achievement of getting made into an official Lego set. It's really cool. It's really unique. It's really whatever. This is one of the Lego sets that they have at closer to checkout, or as a very casual Lego fan purchase. The diehard Lego people who would typically buy like a Winnie the Pooh or a Sesame Street or whatever, they're not the same people that are going to buy the travel moment. So this is for that person in their bunker that has a one-bedroom apartment in Soho that they want to make their setup really nice and classy, right? So I think they got done a little bit dirty on that. I don't know how else you would have interpreted it. I think it's a way to mesh their idea with being a tangible product, but like it doesn't do anything for me. And I think it's ticking enough of the boxes that they put it out there and it's cool. So I mean,
I don't know if I'd call this even classy. It kind of is. I don't know. It's kind of gross.
I mean, when you put the map on the wall, it's it's a map. Like you mark off where you've been. It's in full color this time. You can attach your pictures. I mean, the sentiment I think is cool, but the price point is what's really killing it here.
I mean, you're not really marking off where you've been. It literally has a fixed area where you put your pictures. So it's really just a display for pictures potentially of where you've traveled. You can't actually put it anywhere on the map. It's just there. And
I meant the little 1x1s.
Oh, those. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. The 1x1s. I'm sorry, I thought you meant the pictures. A couple interesting notes. It comes with multiple brick separators because they are encouraging you to build it with your family or friends or whatever. That's one of the first times I think that we've seen that, where you get multiple brick separators in a set like this. I think you get 5 because it's a 1 through 5 kind of build long set, right? So you get that. This is a gift with purchase set, or this is not even gift with purchase. This is an insider point set. This is what this should have been. This should have been a massive amount of insider points that if you wanted it and you had nothing else to spend your points on, you could spend a crazy amount of points to own this set at $150 for what you get. I don't know, man. This is what
I don't think it's gonna sell well at all. I think it's gonna not resonate. But I don't.
The thing that everybody keeps going back to with this set is who's it for? Who is this set for? Who's buying? I mean, even the guy in Soho, right? Like who's buying this, right? Like I just don't. I keep looking at it going, I don't know who this set is for at that price, and as a standalone piece. If you had the world map, and this was a way, which would be hard to, but if you had the world map and this was a way to somehow connect to that, maybe. I've seen cool displays with that world map set. I've seen people take the architecture sets, right, that show the different monuments from around the world and things, and they have it set up in the middle, and the monuments are kind of around the world map. I mean, that makes that world map really, really, really cool and a neat display thing. And I've seen people utilize the world map in an interesting way, kind of similar to this, where you're marking things on that world map in a much easier way to distinguish where you've been. At a much smaller scale like this, you're not going to be able to, it's going to be hard to mark a bunch of different states in the United States if that's only where you've been, right? Like it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to pick out specific points across the globe internationally where you've been because of the scale of this. So it's just, I kind of look at it and go, what's going, I just don't understand what's going on with this. And it's a neat idea. It's an interesting reimagining of this, and I'm still curious. Maybe you can help me with this. Was it known ahead of time during this season of Lego Masters that the winning team would have their set turned into reimagined as a Lego
set? I think maybe going into the final rounds. Yes, but not at the. I did not watch season 4, so I don't know.
Well, there you go.
I watched seasons 1, 2, and obviously 3, but I've not watched season 4. So,
well, let's talk about Lego Masters a little bit in general, because that's something we've never really done on this show. Is
AFOLs hate Lego Masters? They despise the show.
Why do AFOLs hate Lego Masters? Explain to me why.
Because it's not a Lego building competition.
Then how would you?
It's not. It's a Lego mixed reality TV show.
It's a reality show. There you go.
Yeah, it's on like if you just made a building competition and put it on cable TV, it'd be the most boring thing out there. So they obviously got to pizzazz it up with, the antics and a little bit of drama and a little bit of whatever. They're not just going to have the best builders on there, because the best builders are locked into building the best thing, not being entertaining for a wider audience. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course it's a reality TV show.
So share some insight here with Lego Masters. So it's a reality show that is based around the idea of a Lego building competition, right? So It's the same thing you see with like the different chef reality shows that we see, the cake bake, right, shows that we see. It's the same scenario. It's just they find people that actually have skill, and a lot of them have really good skill, but also are good personalities that will work well on television. So explain kind of elaborate a little bit more on what Lego Masters really is for people that maybe haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, so it's definitely meant for a casual audience. It's meant to be what follows The Masked Singer or whatever they're going to be having in the fall, which is a typically pretty highly viewed segment in Fox TV, and it airs on Hulu afterward, at least in the United States. So what's important to realize about this too, this started internationally and then they brought it to the United States. So Lego Masters in Australia is very different from Lego Masters in the United States. New Zealand shares a lot of similarities with Australia, so on and so forth. Those shows generally focus on the builds and really showing everything in a 360 view once the things are done. You're getting more of the process of how these things are built as the show is going on. You have a host that is, I think Will Arnett is an inherently bad host, but you're having somebody who is, I guess, a bit more detail oriented when it comes to the process. Like, it's just more involved when you're talking to designers on the show, and really an emphasis on building each other up instead of it being like, okay, how can I stir the pot for this other team and kind of put myself ahead. So it's very much Americanized in the United States. That's what we see on other reality TV shows, on the news, social media. This is all cut of a similar cloth. So in the United States, it's very much like, how can we make this loud and quick and engaging for everybody? Because this is the show that families are sitting down to watch together. And I know this from like firsthand accounts at like Brick World Chicago, when you're talking about like, oh, how do I make an animation? How do I go about doing this? The process of it is so unbelievably boring to sit there and listen to for an hour or 2 hours. So they're cutting it down and making it very digestible for a very casual audience. So when you go to Brick World Chicago, a lot of those AFOLs, they don't necessarily care about your street cred as a Lego master, but seeing kids and families walk up and be all about everything that you did on the show, it's just a very contrasting perspective from the two sides of the coin.
How do they pick those participants?
They pick the participants, from what I understand. You have to have a gimmick. Absolutely have to have a gimmick. You are the Canadians, you are the Bostonians, you're the grandpas, you're the grandmas, you're the whoever, whatever. There needs to be something that they can facilitate, or you facilitate as an idea that people can latch onto. Something that is a common denominator with the people that are watching the show. And that is part of what makes reality TV, tick for people. Who can I invest in as somebody who's watching this show? So they very much so look for that. They look for people. I don't even want to say they have Lego building experience. You could have built 2 Lego sets in your life, but if you like Lego and you're willing to learn a bit of the systems and a bit of the things, they will educate you on how to build Lego. So you really need to have a personality that not only matches what they're looking for, but also matches what the people of America could potentially resonate with. And that is not everybody who's a Lego builder, which is why it's less of a true building competition.
But that's primarily the US based version of this, right? the international versions, they're looking more for the Lego builder.
I think I would say so. I think that they have a different tone in general. So there's obviously exciting and hype moments in the Australian version of the show and elsewhere, but it is not built up to the same degree that it is in America. So I think your building skills need to carry you maybe a little bit more so, but it's still, you need to make an entertaining TV show. And if you have a personality of a board, you know, they're not going to bring you on no matter how good you are at Lego building. It's just a matter of fact.
So what's our thing when we submit to be on the show? We're just the good looking white
obnoxious
boys?
Piles of garbage. We're the we're the people who think we have it all. And the people that will, you know, we will put up the narrative of us messing each other over and other teams over for the sake of getting ahead. We'll be the hot shots.
We're the pot stirrers.
The pot stirrers, yes. The poop slingers.
The poop slingers. There we go. There's our team name, the poop slingers. I like it.
I think, real talk. I think, okay, so originally, said this a bunch of times before. Like, if I were to go on Lego Masters, I would have wanted it to be with Nick because I really, connect well with him. And like when we are in an environment together and we build and go, like we kind of like play off each other really nicely. It works out. But obviously that didn't end up being the case. So if there were to be anybody else that I would go on Lego Masters with, it would definitely be you because you have a personality and you can carry. And that's all you need, Zach. That's really, and like we've had more experience.
I can click bricks together, baby. I can't guarantee they're going to make anything, but.
And you know what? That takes you a lot further in this life than I think a lot of people understand. So
I'm just going to be the guy. Here's what I'm going to do. I would be the guy that just walks around to all the other teams, right? Just kind of walk behind it. Brian's over there working, right? Brian's over there working on his set, and I'm just making my rounds, and I'm just walking over behind people going, and then that's it. And I walk away. And that mind game, just that worm that just dug its way in there, right? And now they're like, what does that mean? Right? Yeah. Then everything stops and Brian's just over there working, right? And then I make another round and then I go, And then I just do another lap, right? I just keep doing laps. I'm just the lap guy. You know? That's it. That's my job. That's how it is.
Would you want to be on the show, Zach? Not with me, but in general.
100%, but only with you.
All right.
Because you bring the credibility, right?
That's true. I do.
I bring the loud laughter.
Yes. You would definitely be.
I'm not bringing much else.
TV with that
Let's just be honest. Yeah. I'm not bringing much else to this team. But by God, I'll we're gonna have a good time doing it. Okay, we may be the first one. Actually, here's the thing. In a reality scenario, we wouldn't be. Somehow, we're making it at least halfway through the season.
100. I can guarantee you, Zach. Guarantee 100%.
Yes. We're making it halfway through the season.
No, because we are too good of personalities when we are together and engaging with everybody. Like, yeah, definitely at least halfway. We're not going to win. No. But you'd be surprised, like when you really look at those Lego builds, and I've talked to Dick about this a lot. Like those builds are not necessarily the craziest builds ever. Like you have to get it done quick. So when you really look at them, a lot of the corners are rough. A lot of the details aren't necessarily there. You can get a lot done and cut a lot of corners. And as long as you're conveying what you're doing, you'll get pretty far. Now, the technical stuff, like how do you make this like spin in water and but
I'm just back there just spinning it. I'll be just working it like a freaking just a puppeteer back there. Like, I have to come with the set, right? I will be in all of your homes when you buy the set.
What is our team name, Zach? We got to have a gimmick.
We're the pot stirrers, the poop slingers. No, we said poop slingers.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah, we can do that.
We can be the poop. We can be the poop flingers. Right?
Yeah.
That'd make it on there, right?
Yeah, I'm sure Will Arnett won't have any issue with slinging.
I think he would. I think he would appreciate the name. Thank you very much.
I think he would.
What is it? What is it that like? So you win. What is it? What is it? The big like? Yeah, I mean, credibility.
You get cash.
You get cash.
Yep. Then that's taxed. Dude, when Nick won, I think he's talked about this before. When Nick won, he got taxed as an American and as a Canadian.
Oh.
Oh, and Stacey did too. So
that's right. Yeah,
the real winner of season 3.
Were they the Canadians on that season? Is that what they were?
I think they were the influencers.
The influencers. Okay. Gotcha.
So
we would be the uninfluencers.
Yes.
Influencers. Influencers. Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm just gonna call it the uglies.
You win you win the cash prize. I don't know if they'll make a Lego set out of it again. I think they're already done with season 5, I believe. They cast weirdly like ahead of time and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then you get your model displayed at Legoland New York for at least a year, and then they'll bring it around up and again. Like I saw Nick's display when I went to Legoland New York last year. So it's cool. It's really, really cool. Now, does it do more beyond that? Does it like elevate your status as a Lego builder within the community? No, definitely not at all.
Mm-hmm.
Does it unlock more opportunities? I guess it's similar to like a YouTube or a Twitch or a Elgato or a Hot Pockets partnership, ambassadorship, whatever. It's what you make of it. It's what you're after. Some people end up going to work at Lego. Some people don't bother with it at all, and they just remain under the radar. I think if you win Lego Masters, you're pretty much a guaranteed seat in Denmark. If you want a job, you can just apply and you're good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Boone did it, and plenty of other people that didn't win first place are also Lego designers as well. So I think it's a fast track for that. I know I'm definitely not after that, and I'm going to take a guess and say you aren't either, Zach. So,
whatever. Give me a seat at the table. Here's what I want to be. I want to have a seat at the strategic planning table. I don't want to be a designer.
Yeah. Marketing.
I want a marketing seat. Thank you very much. And my marketing strategy is going to be stop spending money on advertising.
And more Lego Mario.
And more.
Give me my castle. Give me my castle, you cowards.
You cowards.
I will find a way to put that Peach's castle as a reference in every build we do.
On Lego
along
Masters.
With
along
with
Castle.
Brian and the Pet Pals. Yeah. Yeah. Every set.
I love that. Every Lego Masters build that we do is going to have a representation of Peaches. I like that. That's a spectacular idea, Brian. I love that. Well done.
I do too.
Well done. So as a wrap up for this particular episode, we're coming up, as we keep talking about, on August, and a lot of wild stuff happening in August. Obviously, we have a plethora of August Lego releases happening that first week and weekend of August, and wallets are going to be crying all over the globe. One of the things that's happening around here in August, starting on August 7th, we're actually going to be changing times from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. So we're going to still be on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, but instead of 10 a.m. Eastern time, it will be 11 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, like normal, all of our shows are going to be archived and on display here on YouTube. So if you're not able to make the live show, you're still going to be able to get to it. You're still going to be able to catch us on all the podcast channels, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, etc. But the big change is that starting August 7th, the timing of the show will change from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's just going to help out our West Coast folks. Get up a little bit. You don't have to get up as early to catch us in the morning. You're going to have more time to get your 4-day-old coffee in your cup, and sit down with us and catch the show. But mark your calendars for August 7th, time change, 11 a.m. Eastern time, and we'll continue to remind you guys via this show and via social media and so on for the next few weeks as we lead into that. But that's not the only thing that's coming up. Mr. Bricks O'Brien, you've got some special stuff happening here relatively soon.
Oh, when do I not?
When do you not?
BobCon is coming up next weekend. So it's a all digital convention I'm hosting. That was a stretch goal as part of the Pro Gamer's Guide to Making Friends Kickstarter. So basically 3 days of playing games alongside the community. There's some awesome reveals and announcements and stuff from me, as well as the World of Pro Gamer's Guide. And overall, just like an action-packed weekend. It's happening the same time as San Diego Comic-Con, so obviously you're not going to San Diego because that's a lot of headache and heat and money. So just hang out on the live streams all weekend long. I'm going to be broadcasting on Twitch and on YouTube. You can get a BobCon guest pass if you want to help support the development of BobCon and get some really cool rewards, including this actual physical guest badge like you would get at an actual literal convention with the hours and everything on the back. So cool little merch items and stuff to help support the show, and overall just hang out. And I got a lot of giveaway prizes and a lot of cool stuff cooking. So stop by, say hi.
So just to clarify, so the actual BobCon itself, if you want to watch digitally, is free. But you can buy the guest badge, which unlocks extra things.
Yeah, so you'll get an actual shipment of goodies that I'm actually waiting for that to arrive. There's like collectible cards that go with it, including a 1x8 brick badge of BobCon. So you get like you would go to a Lego convention and have that. And then, yeah, it's basically like a fast pass system. So a lot of the time when I play like Super Smash Bros., the lobby fills up immediately. So if you want to get in first, get in early, then the guest pass helps kind of mitigate that, and it helps support the show. Because it's literally, I think it's 16... It's like 21 hours of live streaming for the weekend of me just constantly changing and doing things. So it's like
amazing.
It's a lot of stuff.
I love it. And that's next weekend, folks. So be there.
Yeah, man.
Square. Get your badges early. And I'm sure Brian will be linking that in the description below where the people can click and get badges. Yeah. So there we go. Well, Mr. Bricks O'Brien, thank you so much for another amazing, absolute incredible, stupendous, spectacular episode of ZNB Live Unfiltered. Don't forget to start campaigning for Zach and Brian on Lego Master season 17,
5.
Whatever.
5. No, 6. 6. They already did 5.
Oh,
I think
okay.
6.
There you go. And look for us next week, next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time back here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, do all the YouTube-y things, and find us over on podcast channels like Spotify and Apple Podcast. Until next week, everybody, thank you so much. Bricks O'Brien, I'm Zach and Rutledge. Bye!